natural gas. Natural gas, it is like I was figuring out that whether natural gas is actually a gas or a liquid. Yes, so I was trying to figure out, and I didn't get a lot of time to find out information about this. Whatever it is, like most probably it is a liquid only. Yes, so whatever it is found with petroleum deposits only, like petroleum which you find underground. Yes, there only along with that petroleum you will find natural gas as well. Yes, so natural gas, this is the first point which you are marking, that this is your, you will put an arrow over here. Natural gas is found with petroleum deposits and released when crude oil is brought to the surface. Yes, like when crude oil, when you bring it up to the surface, natural gas is released. It can be used as a domestic and industrial fuel. It can be like just like coal, you can use it not just in your houses, like you can use it not just in your houses but in factories as well. They can be used to run huge machines and all. Yes, like it can be used till industrial fuel. I'm not being, the brackets are not proper because this thing I'm using my phone to teach. And then the three countries, like these are the first 2 points which you are marking. I'm removing the brackets. And then the third point you will mark it over here just before Russia. Yes, from Russia to natural gas. So these are the countries which have a lot of natural gas: Russia, Norway, UK, all of this. And in India, where do you get natural gas? In India you get natural gas in Jaisalmer, Krishna Godavari Delta. So this Krishna Godavari Delta, it has a lot of things. It has, oh Krish, I too just now told you that wherever you find petroleum, you will find natural gas as well. Yes. So, so this thing, you will find natural gas as well. So Krishna Godavari Delta has petroleum, so it will have natural gas as well. This thing. So you are marking from this thing till up till here. Yes. Okay, root. So next we have come to hydel power. Hydel power, first you will mark from here up till here. Like what is, this is also the answer for what is hydroelectricity. Like dams, they are nothing but big buckets which store water, and after storing water, that water is made to fall. It is made to fall on what? It is made to fall on turbines. And when that water falls on turbines, yes, those turbines rotate at a very high speed, and that energy produces electricity, and this is what we call hydroelectricity. Yes, this is the first point. And the second point is that water discharged after generation of electricity is used for irrigation. Yes, and 1/4 of the world's power comes from hydel power. And these are the first 2 points which you are marking, so mark it. And then, like, who are the leading producers of this thing in the world, of hydel power in the world? They're Paraguay, Norway, Brazil, and China. These four countries, yes, are leading producers of hydel power. Yes, and some important hydel power stations in India. Let's talk about India now. Yes, so some important hydel power stations are, like, important hydel power stations are Bhakra Nangal, Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjun Sagar, and Damodar Valley project. So these you are going to learn. And then we move on to non-conventional sources of energy. Yes, conventional sources of energy are the sources which we use a lot. Yes, and non-conventional sources of energy which we haven't been using until now. Yes, but we should be using them. Yes, so let's study what non-conventional sources are. 1 minute. Non-conventional sources, there is no definition over here. Yes, there is just some like just some examples of non-conventional sources from here. This non till renewable, like the examples are solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, all of this. Yes. Okay, dude. So next, coming to the points which you are going to mark about solar energy. Yes. So you will mark from, wait. So it will start from here. Sun's heat and light energy can be felt every day. Solar energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells. Like we can put it in solar cells. These solar cells will produce electricity. Yes, and one solar cell, it will produce very less amount of electricity. So we join a lot of solar cells like this and make solar panels. Yes, which produce electricity. So open the bracket. This will be your first point about solar energy. Open the bracket over there and close the bracket over here. Yes, these solar panels are used for heating and lighting purposes. Yes, and this solar energy, like, so where is this solar energy used? This is going to be your next point. Yes, solar energy is used in solar heaters, solar cookers, solar dryers, all of this. I don't think I need to speak a lot on this. Wind energy, the advantages and disadvantages, I don't think that there is anything which you don't understand. And wind energy is harmful to birds. Yes, like the blades of the windmill might harm the birds, disturbs radio and TV reception. Yes, like such huge windmills, I think they have an effect on the radio signals and all which travel through air. Maybe that is the case. And solar energy, this thing, I don't think that there is anything which you don't understand except this thing. Diffuse source so gets wasted. Yes, what is the meaning of diffuse source? Achha, I'll search the meaning of diffuse and I'm telling you. And tidal energy. Okay, so what is this tidal energy? For tidal energy, first we will study tidal energy, which may have been given like below. Is there tidal energy over here? Yes, there is tidal energy. So we will study tidal energy and then get back to the and then get back to the advantages and disadvantages, because maybe you don't know what tidal energy is. And nuclear energy and biogas and geothermal energy. Yes, all of these, I think let's study these things first. Let's study the points of wind energy and everything first, and then we will study this thing. Yes, and then we will come to the advantages and disadvantages. And wind is an, like, I don't think that there is like it is necessary, like anything is necessary from this wind energy portion. Yes, like nothing is necessary. Let's come to nuclear energy of naturally occurring like uranium. These fuels undergo nuclear fission in nuclear reactors and emit power. The greatest producers of nuclear power are USA and Europe. In India, have large depth thorium is found a large quantity in the monazite sands of Kerala. The nuclear power station in India located in Acha. So nuclear power, this entire portion is important from here up till here. Yes. So near Kota and Rajasthan over here. So nuclear power, where do we get this energy from? So nuclear power, like every power has a source. Hydel power, the source is water. Yes. Wind, like wind energy, the source is wind itself, and nuclear power is the energy which is there in nuclei. Yes, in the nuclei of atoms have a lot of energy. Yes, we change that into energy which we can use. For example, coal has a lot of energy. We change that into electricity or electrical energy. Same way, nucleus of atoms also have a lot of energy, and not just normal atoms of sodium and potassium. Nucleus of atoms like uranium and thorium, they have a lot of energy. Yes, and what we do is that we translate that energy into energy which we can use. Yes, and where do we do that? We do that in nuclear reactors. It can't happen at home. It happens in places called nuclear reactors. When you put these atoms in nuclear reactors, yes, this process called nuclear fission happens. Now I don't have the time to explain what is nuclear fission, so you just remember that nuclear reactor is the place where the nucleus of these atoms are placed, and from that place this thing nuclear fission happens. Yes, and these they emit power, and the greatest producers of nuclear power are USA and Europe, and in India, Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Like the first and most important thing are these atoms of uranium and thorium. Where do we get? We get uranium. We get it from Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Thorium we get it in this Kerala, monazite sands of Kerala. And then the next thing is, where are nuclear power stations? Yes, so there's no in Kolkata which I can see. It is at Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, and Rana Pratap Sagar near Kota in Rajasthan. These are the places which have nuclear power stations. Yes. So another thing which I wanted to say, please make sure that you go through the boxes on the sides, because I'm not paying attention to the boxes. Next, coming to geothermal energy. Okay, so again in geothermal energy, yes, we are doing like we are translating the power of something non-conventional into something which we can use. Yes, for example, first let's study the definition of geothermal energy. That what is geothermal energy? Energy obtained from the earth. Heat energy obtained from the earth is called geothermal energy. Yes, and this thing, like, wait, if they ask you about geothermal energy, mark from here up till here. Like geothermal energy, what happens? The earth is very hot deep inside. Yes, and because of this heat, sometimes hot springs come up. You know what hot springs are? Springs of water, yes, which come out from the interior of the earth. These hot springs, in these hot springs, the water is hot, and this this energy of that hot water can be used to generate power. Yes, and for that you need a setup. You can't do it at home. Yes, you need a setup, and geothermal energy has been used for, and it can be first, and let's come to the uses of geothermal energy. It can be used for cooking, heating, bathing, and for several years. Yes, so you can't use it for a lot of purposes. You can't use it to generate electricity. Yes, you can use it for cooking, heating, bathing. Yes, and geothermal energy, USA has the world's largest geothermal power plants, followed by New Zealand, Iceland, etc. That's it, nothing. Philippines, Central America, don't have to learn. In India, where do we have geothermal plants? They are located in Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. Yes, so that's what you're learning.